Hello and welcome to ET Garage. I'm Eugene Tordo, and today's video is going to just be an update on the C4 Corvette, which is filthy as hell. Needs a good cleaning. But the only reason I don't have this together yet has to do with these headers. And it's not the headers' fault. It has to do with a combination of things. You looked at my last video, I put new Prothane motor mounts on. And a combination of these aftermarket heads, these thick gaskets, and those motor mounts, which are basically putting this motor where it belongs, those will probably settle after I get some miles on it, and it will sit a little lower and give me some clearance. But in the meantime, this header collector is right up against the heat shield between the fiberglass floor and the header. It's like right up. So when this thing starts, it's going to rattle like hell. I actually had that problem before when I switched to these Trixflow heads, and I just went and machined the surface down a little bit. I only needed to do a little bit, and that gave me the clearance I needed. If I have to, I'll machine that again, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the factory original exhaust gaskets. These right here, these little thin suckers. And I think just that little bit is going to give me the clearance I need. Now, I already got that header on, the brackets, the spark plugs, and all that stuff. So I'm going to have to take the spark plugs back out, the oil temp sensor above the oil filter, that has to come out, and of course this bracket and all those bolts. And I'm pretty sure I cross-threaded that because I was getting so aggravated trying to get this in here. This usually goes right in. This is usually super easy. Because of that clearance problems, I was having all sorts of problems getting the bolts started and everything, and I screwed up. So I'm going to have to take that off, retap it, and straighten that out. So going to do that, and I still got to do the other side. And another problem I have with the headers, these are steel headers that are originally came coated, and over time they rusted and got sandblasted, especially down here. See where it's all black? That was rust, but I'll go over that here in a second. But I took these and had them coated again. The second recoat that I had done didn't last long at all, and since then I just paint them, clean them and paint them. But this time I decided to try this product sitting around, and I don't know if you can, I'm guessing they still have this product around or not. I've had this for years. This basically smells like a septic tank. And you just brush it over to rust and it turns it black like this. Now, is that going to burn off? Probably. Even if I recoat these right here, what's going to happen is these headers, because they're under the car, and Pennsylvania's famous tarred and ship roads and all the other gravel and stuff, I do take this out in the winter, all that stuff just sandblasts the hell out of the bottom of these headers and they rust. So I decided to use this product on it, and that's gonna basically, it just converts the rust for now. Of course, this is gonna get sandblasted again and probably rust again, but that's what I'm using for now. And another thing I'm going to do is super clean, set me some more of their products, and I'm going to get underneath there and give that a good cleaning. I already did the engine compartment before I put the motor in, before I did the stainless steel transmission lines and all that stuff. Yeah, so I get the headers out of the way, get the exhaust on, give it a good sweep up under there and give it a good cleaning underneath before I get it off the jack stands. Get that upper intake on, distributor in, and this baby will be ready to fire. I was hoping to get it done today. That's not going to happen. I'm getting old, and what I do is I work maybe about 6 hours in the morning. You know, like I'll get out here early in the morning, I'll work maybe 5 or 6 hours. I'll work maybe till around 1 in the afternoon. I call it a day. I'm usually beat and frustrated by then. Yeah, so get that header back off. Try the different gaskets. I'm probably going to use, where is it? Got it around here somewhere. Oh, there we go. I'll probably put a coating, this Ultra Copper on there also. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Some people just use this for header gasket. They don't even use gaskets. They just use this, and that's it. I'll use a combination, I think. But yeah, do that. You get under there with some more Super Clean. Get this cleaned up, and on the road, hopefully this thing runs great. And I don't have the problem I had last time. If you're not familiar with my channel, last time I refreshed this motor, I used low tension piston rings, and that didn't work out great on the street. I was just burning too much oil, and then recently it got real bad. So basically I needed to just rehone it, and I put conventional rings in it. Hopefully that fixes the problem. The cylinder heads were still in great shape. There was carbon built up on them. I cleaned all the carbon off, and they're back on. And the only change I made, this is, in case you're not familiar, this is a 385, has a mild stage 2 Summit cam in it, and a tune port, and trick flow heads, and the headers, and you know, it does have it is a one-piece seal block with a internally forged crankshaft, 375 stroke and 340 bore, making it a 385 or 6.3 liter, however you want to look at it. Nothing crazy. Great for doing all sorts of things. Mild performance and cruising all over the place. And I take long trips and all sorts of stuff with this car. So I guess that's it for now. I'm gonna get to work, get that header off, back off, fix that one hole. Put those other gaskets on, and that should give me the clearance. That's really because when you affect the clearance here, it has more of an effect down up here or down here. This header's upside down, so that will give me plenty of clearance, keep from rattling and stuff. So yeah, that's a big difference in thickness. Let's see if I can hold them back up and compare them. Yeah, see the big difference. Hopefully you can see that. Even though these do crush a little, they don't crush that much. And I had to use longer bolts with these too. So I do like these gaskets though. They do a really great job of sealing. The only negative thing about them, like some header gaskets, the aluminum ones are reusable. These are not reusable. You might get away using them once, but in my experience, not so. They usually crush, and then once you take them off, they stick and they tear and all that stuff. But I guess that's it. Just a short video. Let me think. What else? I like to make the video at least 10 minutes long. That's supposed to be good for the YouTube algorithm. So I got let me think. About 2 more minutes of talking I have to do. I think when I put these upper intakes on, I might try. One of the hard things is getting this bolt in when it's on the intake, and getting this between the valve cover and getting the bolt in there is really tight. And I'm thinking of getting a longer bolt, put a nut on it, weld the nut with the washer, and then the head will stick out to about here, which would make this a lot easier. Now let me get a better view here. Yeah, so the bolt will go here. Let me get a bolt, and I'll explain to you what I'm going to do. This is what I'm using right now, these stainless steel Allen head bolts. And it's really tough to get in there between the valve cover and into the intake. It's really tight. And it makes it difficult, and I'm always, with the long Allen head that I use, it ends up scraping up against the valve covers and nicking up the ground cover. So if I make this, I get a longer one, say with a shoulder, and then tack weld a nut on there with a washer, so it sticks out about like that. That'd make this a lot easier to install. One there, same on the other side. That'd make it a lot better. You can't really tell here because of all the wiring, but let's see. Just move that out of the way for a second. See, that's how it sits. And getting in there is really, really tough. And you end up taking the long Allen wrench that I use to go in there. It just scrapes up right against the valve cover right here. It ends up scraping the paint off or whatever you have on there. So this up here isn't as bad, but it's the same thing. It's still a pain in the butt. If I were to make it come out, like out to where you could actually physically see it, it would just make it a lot easier. I think I seen someone on Facebook, one of the Facebook forums, to do that. He did something similar. I could get a long one and machine a spacer out of stainless steel, but let me see what stainless steel I have. The stainless steel I have is bar stock. The only stainless steel bar stock I have is this. And I would have to machine this down quite a bit. That'd be a waste of material and time consuming and all that to do that. So I think I might just do the nut with a washer, tack weld it. I got my MIG is set up for 304 stainless, so that would work. I'll have to make a run to the hardware store. That's no biggie. So that's maybe what I'll do. Let me know your opinions. I'm gonna end up losing this screw. Put it over here. Oh, we have a new melanized gear on here. And like I said, let me know your opinions and share your feedback. It'd be good if you support the channel by leaving comments. That helps supposedly that helps the algorithm, all that stuff. It makes makes it a little more interesting, I guess. Meantime, it's early morning and the rooster's crocking. Meantime, everybody have a great day and God bless.